It's the 52-week Coleman challenge. This is week 45 and this week's challenge is pumpkin. I thought pumpkin would be an easier challenge than apparently it has turned out to be. Here it is Saturday and no one has completed a pumpkin challenge, but I'm not going to let that hold me back. I wanted to show you 3 things that were always in our cabinet when I was a child. We always had some Dinty Moore beef stew. We always had some shell beans. This is my dad's favorite lunch. And we always had a can of 1 pie pumpkin. Sometimes it was 1 pie squash, but it's pumpkin in its raw pureed form. So today we're going to make a pumpkin pie. Today we're going by the recipe which is right on the can. I'll put a close-up of that in the video. And so, working off of our recipe, sugar, 1 cup of sugar, tablespoon of cornstarch, salt, some half teaspoon of cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, and salt. Oh, didn't get all our cornstarch, did we? Okay, mix this together. So we'll mix together the dry team. A lot of sugar in this recipe. It does make quite a sweet pumpkin pie. Mix this was the contents of 1 can of 1 pie. They're not kidding when they say 1 pie. 1½ teaspoons of butter. 1/8 of a cup of molasses. It's molasses that gives this really its best flavor. 2 eggs. And 1½ cups of milk. And I'm going to add this in parts so we don't overflow my admittedly too small bowl. Okay, all mixed up. I have opted for a store-bought pie shell. I'm not that level of baker that I can do my own pie shell. So we just pour this mix in here and hope something isn't miscalculated. Oh, it's close. There's a little extra. I think this is actually an 8½ inch pie shell and they call for a 9. So that's alright, we'll figure out something to do the leftover. It's no big worries. And off to the oven. Ready to go into the oven. I actually had to remove a little bit of filling from the pie to be able to carry it out here. This is the moment of truth. I didn't think to measure my oven before I made my pie. Just clear. There you go, YouTubers. You can fit a whole pie inside a Coleman oven, but only just. Anyway, 15 minutes, we'll turn down the heat, and then it's 50 minutes more. Okay, the time is up. Pull out our pie very carefully. Definitely was overfilled. Let's cut into this and see how we did. Texture seems right. Well, look at that. That's a pie. Of course, what every piece of pie really wants. Of course, the proof of the pie is in the eating. So warm. That's perfect. I thought that with a cup of sugar it would be too sweet, but it's really not. It's perfect. I'll put the full recipe in the description down below. That's week 45 down. Go out and make a pie, and we'll see you next week.